I'm gonna make art that's gonna speak volume to the world. I know it. Y'all just gonna find out real slowly about it. Welcome to the 365 vlog! Hello people, today is July 7, 2016, day 189 of the 365 vlog, and I'm gonna talk about some of my artwork. This is not specifically to the artwork that I normally do. This is like a little change in something that happened when I took a ride on the subway, and it really changed my whole outlook about how I'm gonna start doing some things. No, I'm not gonna give up doing all the comic book ideas I have. Those are still gonna stay, but I think I'm gonna talk about this more in the sense that I'm adding towards this, and this has to deal with the recent shootings. So I was on the train the other day, and I was chilling, trying to like figure out my story ideas as I usually do when I ride the train, but I was a little bit bothered because I couldn't actually think of anything. So when I was on my Facebook feed, I was looking, and then I saw the shooting of the man Allerton, and that really bothered me because it hit a core with me, and I just couldn't like get it off my chest. So I had to like do something, and then I started seeing images in my head. I know I sound crazy, but I started seeing artist images of like how people deal with representations of images in the media, and it started to get me thinking about like having to draw these pictures and these representations of certain things and what they actually mean to me, and what I see that I think people see, and what those messages exactly all are. So I went ahead when I was on the train and did a couple of rough sketches, maybe like 3 or so, of some ideas that I had pertaining to race in America and what that actually means, and I'll show you guys in a second. But I titled the whole thing "Equality is a Facade," and I'll just break that down a little bit quickly before I show you the drawings. Like, equality is a facade is an idea that I thought about when I was drawing these, because my whole mantra, at least in my head, towards racism is that, as I usually say, that racism is subverted, and it is not overt in its overreaching negativity towards people of color. And I think racist practices get even more subverted when it comes to money, because money can be used as a placeholder for race when explaining why certain things are the way they are because of economics, income, or all that other good stuff. And that is actually not the face of racism. I guess it's money is hiding the veil of it, or whatever you'd like to say. So in each of the pieces, I try to show that there's a duality to certain things, that things necessarily are not the way that they seem, and that is just because the media portrays it in a certain way, and there are certain things that are just not overtly racist, but can be looked into as that because that's what it is in its nature, because this does not apply to everyone, it just applies to a subset of people who all happen to be people of color. And the inherent oppressiveness of this is not like, again, it is not overt. It is only overt when people tend to show it out, while, like, for example, when we get these killings, you get to see it in its like most rawest form, but then you don't even get to see like the little ways that it's subverted. So let me show you some of these pictures. Okay, I mean, like, it's really simple here. I have like a gun that is pointed towards 2 different victims, one of which is, I guess, would say the actual happening and what is actually said to have happened. Because many times, like I said in my earlier video in the week, that usually death is supposed to be validated through some type of story or narrative that is built by the media on people. So this is what I just like thought up while I was on the train. Something really quick, but I definitely want to refine it to make it a bit more visually appealing and more impactful. This one here is pretty straightforward, at least I think it is, but I think it also has a powerful message in what I think it means or appeals to, like, the value of life in America, and how people of color are valued less than those who are not people of color, and the weight is shown more, and that all these babies up here are not weighed as much as here. Maybe it's a little bit too literal, but I feel like it gets the point across pretty fairly. I definitely want to clean it up and make it nicer, but this is just my rough ideas that I'm going through. And here's like one of the last ones I did, one of the quick sketches where it's someone entering a dollar store, but peeled away from the dollar store is a blacks only sign underneath. Hence, like, it's talking about the subversiveness that you always see from day to day, and why some places are designated for blacks only, but it is, again, more subverted, but not as overt as just saying that you can only shop here because this is how much money you have, or because you only have so much money you can only shop here, sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, I have many other ideas when it comes to this whole equality as a facade thing. There's definitely more I'm going to add for it. I'm definitely going to refine these drawings. These are just sketches, and I want them to be visually more appealing, But also a question to you guys, what do you think I could do to make them maybe less literal or more impactful, or other subjects that I might have missed in maybe like thinking about the duality of racism in America? That sounds really cool. I sound fancy and shit and smart. I like that. Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed it and it made you understand a little bit more about like where my mindset is right now. Also, if you made it to the end, don't hesitate to hit the like button. Also, subscribe if it's your first time seeing my face. So question, guys, I'd really like to hear in the comments like some other topics that you think have like a duality. So like certain things that aren't very like out there or overt, or some things that are subverted that necessarily need you to take a second glance at, like for example like the dollar store picture that I drew, something like that. Put that in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But yeah, guys, I'm Vandal. Don't forget to keep it 365, and I'll talk to you tomorrow with another video. Peace. Bye. With that said, oh man, some of the hype stuff that's happened. So on July 5th, yeah, which was really awesome, they announced that new DDR is definitely coming to America. They shipped them out and they started talking all this good stuff.